I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how you turned her off. Well, whether you've dated somebody for years or you're just starting to get to know them, it's easy to turn them off. And sometimes you could say one really hurtful comment that can damage a relationship for sometimes a lifetime. And you have to always be conscious and aware of that, because while we all want love and the idea of unconditional love, I kind of feel like we really get that only from our family and our children. Because if you mistreat a partner, ultimately they might take it sometimes and understand that you're not always going to have your best days, and sometimes you're going to be in a bad mood. But eventually, if you continue to mistreat them, they'll move on. And there are a lot of different ways you could turn somebody off. Your behavior, your attitude, even your outlook on life. And you have to always keep in mind that when you first start dating somebody and you're just getting to know them, that there is a lot more emphasis on all the little things that you do, because you don't know each other. And so everything that they see you do on that date is going to be magnified, because they don't have anything else to compare it with. So I got a good email today from a guy who just started dating a woman, and we've done, I believe, 2 email coachings, and they were a while ago. I want to say they were at least 6 months ago. And Coach Craig is not too pleased, because I can tell he has not been doing the work. Guys, I always talk to you about, if you don't do the work, you're going to make mistakes. This is a situation where I was reading this email and I was like, nope, he hasn't been doing the work since that initial breakup, which I helped him with, and now he's paying the price. This is what I tell you guys. You have to do the work. You have to stay committed, because now he's in a position where he had met a new girl and it's already falling apart. After how long? 3 weeks. Had he done what I had told him to do, he wouldn't be in this position. So, let me read this scenario for you guys. So, he's in his mid-20s. The girl's a little bit younger, a few years younger. And he was telling me about her, what he knows about her. Mind you, it's only been 3 weeks with this girl. He said she's one of 5 kids, and she has 4 older brothers. Her parents moved out of state when she was 18, so she's been on her own since then. Now that's tough. Imagine being 18 years old and your parents move out of state and you're on your own. That would be tough. She's not very close to her brothers. So, he says, me and this girl met 3 weeks ago and immediately hit it off. She actually came home with me on our first date. We didn't have sex, but we fooled around and openly admitted we wanted to have sex, but didn't want to rush things. Same thing happened on our second date. However, this time, we did have sex. And what do I tell you guys all the time? Focus on what you want, right? So, they said to each other, we don't want to rush things. And so what is the brain here? We want to rush things. You have to be careful of your thoughts, because your thoughts will affect your behavior. He says, I'm really into this girl. We have a ton in common, similar relationship history, sense of humor, musical taste, food taste, and the sexual tension/chemistry is off the charts between us. Yeah, that is the real thing that's going on here. Okay? It's not about your sense of humor, your relationship history, your musical taste, and your food taste. Let's cut to the chase. You ain't fooling me. It's because the sexual tension and chemistry was off the charts. That's why you're interested in her so badly. I casually mentioned to her that I was looking for something serious. You casually mentioned to her that you were looking for something serious after 3 weeks? Huh? That tells me you haven't been doing the work. He says, and I think I freaked her out. No. That's impossible. You think you freaked out a girl by telling her you were looking for something serious after 3 whole weeks? No way. Of course. 3 weeks, you barely know her. You are rushing things big time, and it's freaking her out. And let's watch. She soon after told me that it's not necessarily what she was looking for. I told her I'd like to meet in person so we could talk about it without any loss of information that happens over technology, and she agreed. So you texted her that? So we met for coffee, and it turned into a 5-hour date. In summary, I explained that what I meant was I liked her and would like her to be more than just a hookup. We agreed we wanted to take things slow. After sex on the second date, though, how does that work, you know? Well, the way that it works is that you don't dump all your emotional needs on somebody that you met 3 weeks ago. That's the way it works. And you don't realize you're doing it because you haven't been doing the work for the last 6 months. And had you, this would not be a problem. We continued to talk for about a week. I tried getting her out for a third date, but she usually was too busy. She works 3 jobs, so I don't think she was blowing me off. Plus, she was responsive. Well, it can be tough. I've dated a girl that had 3 jobs before, and it caused me to make some mistakes because I really wanted to see her because I had a crush on this girl for a while, and I knew her from social media, and I had one of her friends set us up, and she was very beautiful and great sense of humor, but it caused me to make some mistakes that messed things up. One night, she asked to come over, and I agreed. She ended up keeping me up until 4 a.m. when I had to be work at 7:30. As an apology, she cleaned my room, and she wore one of my shirts home, sending me a cute Snapchat teasing me that she stole my shirt. I thought all was well. I continued trying to set up dates, but she would never commit. I told her I felt like she was giving me mixed signals because she wanted to take things slow and not rush into a relationship, yet she was acting like my girlfriend when it was convenient for her. She responded by saying she was sorry, but she realized she wasn't ready to start trying to work towards a relationship. See? You forced it because of your insecurity. Had you been ready, had you been watching all the videos that I told you to watch, because I gave you some in the playlist, you would be doing very well right now. Instead, now she's saying, I'm not looking for a relationship. Although she really liked me and she didn't want to waste my time anymore, she had previously explained she had been single for about a year after a 3-year relationship with a guy who was a loser, no job or car, got her pregnant, and then blamed her when there was a miscarriage. She said she thought she was ready to try and have a serious relationship again, but then she realized she just wasn't ready yet. And I can tell you, without a doubt, she wasn't ready yet because of your behavior. I have no doubt. I can see the mistakes, and even what you haven't written, I can already read between the lines to see you simply dumped all of your emotional baggage on this girl. You did it in a subtle way. You don't realize it, but I could see it clear as day. I was disappointed and heartbroken. You were heartbroken over a girl you just dated for 3 weeks. Think about it. You haven't been doing the work, And guys that are watching, laughing about this video, don't laugh, because you might find yourself in this exact same situation when you get lazy and you don't stick to what I tell you to do. Because I always tell you guys, even if you don't get your ex back, you could get somebody that's even better for you. But here we have a situation who was totally interested in this new girl, had a great opportunity, and he blew it. And it's his own fault. I told her I understood where she was coming from and respected her decision, albeit I was very disappointed. I told her I didn't want the shirt back, which she took offensively and tried to explain I didn't mean anything negative by it. Later that night, I got really drunk, here we go, and decided it would be better for me to move on and forget her. So I deleted her from all my social media. Ugh, I feel so stupid. She texted me the next day to ask if I had deleted her because I guess she noticed, and I responded with, I did. Allow me to explain. Here's the thing. I like you. A lot. You're actually the first girl I desired more than just a hookup within about a year after my last relationship. I feel like the best thing for me right now is to distance myself from you since these things aren't reciprocated. I think you're a great person, and if you're open to it, we could be friends. But I can't do that right now. I need a little time to reset. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. It makes perfect sense to me. You haven't been doing the work since your last breakup, and now you've blown it with this girl. And you've come on way too strong, and that message was way too needy and way too strong. You just started dating her for 3 weeks, and you're putting all this pressure on her. You're the first girl that I've really liked in a year and a half since my last relationship, and I really like you, and I really want to make this work, and it's not reciprocated, so I deleted you from social media. Come on, man. Frustrates me, because I want to see you successful, and I get frustrated sometimes when you guys don't do what I tell you to do, because I want to see the best for you. I don't want to see you go through this. But you replied, and that was about 24 hours ago. I deleted her from my social media because I let my anxiety get the better of me. I should have just told her I understood if she changed her mind to hit me up and left it alone. Yes, yes, you know what you should have done. She said she wasn't ready for a serious relationship, but in hindsight, I think I may have tried to rush things. I was texting her every day and trying to set up the next date constantly. I even told her my endgame was to make her my girlfriend, and if things continued going smoothly when we met and had coffee, I think I may have smothered her a bit because I was so infatuated. Yes, to all of that. My question is, do you see any way to salvage this situation? I fully understand this probably isn't your typical kind of question. I understand she and I have known each other for a month and have only been seeing each other about 3 weeks, so there's definitely not a solid foundation to work with. But believe me when I say there's a lot of chemistry between us, both mentally and physically. Yes, there was a lot of chemistry, but you threw the needy chemical in that, and it completely threw off the imbalance of the natural chemistry that would have gone on, but all of your unmet needs and all of your anxiety and your lack of discipline here caused you to destroy this. I understand she might not be ready to commit, but ideally, I'd like to continue seeing her and need to convey to her that I'm not trying to pressure her into commitment. But you were trying to pressure her into commitment. And you think that vomiting your feelings over her is going to make her want you. It's not. I promise you. I think my reaction to tell her was a bit rash in hindsight, deleting her from social media. And now I want to reattract and maybe try and get her to chase me. Should I treat this like a typical breakup and do a no contact thing? I know it's been no time at all, but I really like this girl and had high hopes with her. Don't worry, I'm not an idiot. I know it isn't love, just infatuation, and I'm severely disappointed how it played out. Can you give me any advice to get her to come around or accept me if I contact her in a few weeks and ask to meet up? Honestly, I'd settle for a casual friends with benefits thing with her for the moment. Oh, now you want a casual friends with benefits thing when you've completely turned her off? Of course now you want it. You'll settle for whatever you can get in this situation. Who are you kidding? You know you turned her off. She wants nothing to do with you. And you're like, I'll settle for friends with benefits. You would settle for a text message at this point. Guys, please. You have to have discipline in relationships and dating in all scenarios of dealing with somebody you're romantically interested in. And if you don't work on your trauma and your anxiety, he obviously has a very anxious attachment style, which is causing him to be so needy and vomit his feelings on somebody that he barely knows. And quite honestly, I don't blame her for running away. If a woman did this to me, I'd run the other way too. Because it shows her that you're already controlling, and imagine how controlling you would be after a whole 2 months of being together. Oh, that would be it. Then she couldn't have any more friends and family. You'd tell her, stop working, be a stay-at-home mother, let's get you pregnant. Forget that. Get those shoes off right now. Barefoot and pregnant, that's the way to be. I'm exaggerating, of course, but it's to make a point, because you don't realize how you're coming on very strong. And please, guys, please, let this example be a lesson to you that even if you don't get your ex back, let's just say you don't, okay? You're going to be single. And if you haven't worked on those issues and that attachment trauma that you've had, or those abandonment issues that you have, or the insecurity that you have, you're going to wind up in this situation with the next girl. And I see quite a few people go through this situation. And this is just an example of it, so he can learn from his mistakes and correct it. Okay, I know I'm being a little bit tough here, but I'm doing it because he knew. He did a coaching with me. In fact, I think he did 2 coachings with me. And he knew what he was supposed to do, but instead of sticking with the plan, he got lazy, and now it's cost him the possibility of dating a girl that he really likes. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, AskCraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, and I do Skype coaching, and I'll be happy to work with you in your situation. If you like the video, throw a like on there, but be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I do post videos Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.